And we are back with YB Darell Leiking. Now, we stopped earlier on the issue of foreigners. We're going to continue for a bit now. Earlier, YB mentioned that despite the revelations in the RCI, not much action has been taken, while we have observed that rather swift action was taken to bar your colleagues from the peninsula to enter Sabah. Do you think this is a case of misplaced priorities, or what exactly?
Well, thank you for bringing that up. They gave their reasons, and in the case of my colleague, Nuruliza, Member of Parliament for Lamba Pantai, the reason was she was a threat to state security, I believe, during the Kamatan. I'm not too sure what the Chief Minister meant, because I know very well that she was there to celebrate with us in Sabah during the Harvest Festival. And of course, for my treat to have some nice, sumptuous seafood dinner in Sabah. So I don't know what is a threat there.
Right,
the government assessed it as a threat, so I'm still reeling over it, finding out, and we have yet to get a formal answer from them.
Okay, now, while she may not be a threat, the threat to Sabah security and also Malaysia security was the Sulu intrusion earlier this year.
Yes.
The intrusion that you have been linked to, right? Would you like to probably elaborate, just give us your take on that?
That came as a surprise to me, honestly, when they have not named me, but I knew who they meant, because when Zahid Hamidi mentioned it during the general elections, during the period of campaign, he mentioned that there were 3 opposition leaders who went to the Philippines sometime in February. And these 3 were 2 West Malaysian opposition leader and 1 Sabahan. Now, of course, I consider myself as an opposition leader. So that is why it's easily inferred that he meant me, YB Tian Chua, and YB Sivarasa.
Right. But you admitted you went to Manila, but it's to deal with a case about a wanted conman.
Yes.
Now, can I ask you, what is it about this conman and why are you involved with this?
Okay. YB Tian Chua, myself, and YB Sivarasa went to Manila to find out the extent of the crime committed by this gentleman known as, this criminal, known as Amililio or Muhammad Saidi Kamil, if I'm not wrong. We found out that he was also a Filipino national, on top of being a Sabah citizen, a Malaysian citizen from Sabah. It seems in Philippines you can have dual citizenship, whereas when you have a dual citizenship elsewhere outside of Malaysia, you would automatically forfeit your Malaysian citizenship. So we wanted to find out more, and we found out the extent of his crime and the 15,000 to 16,000 people who were cheated by him.
The 16,000 people were based in Sabah?
They're all based in the Philippines.
Based in the Philippines?
Yeah, based in the Philippines. Now, why we wanted to get involved is he was caught and arrested in Sabah, and then he was supposed to be handed over to the Philippine authorities.
Okay.
And the Filipino authorities who came, the National Bureau of Investigation, had to hand him back 10 minutes after they gave him to them. Okay. And we were very curious, and our friends in the Philippines who gave us access to some of the agencies, and we met these agencies, and they told us what happened. And unfortunately, the same man who's been accused, Amililio, was charged and convicted in the hospital bed for using a fake Filipino passport.
Right.
Now, the funny thing, and this is the same question that the authorities asked us, who determines what is fake Filipino passport? Is it not the Filipino authority? Why would the Malaysian authorities be the determinant of what is a fake Filipino passport? So that is a question that has yet to be answered.
Okay. Now, but although he didn't outright say it, he implied it. Was your reputation damaged because of the statement by the minister?
Until now, they are using it. They are saying that I have betrayed my nation. There are blogs which mentions and connects me to the Sulu invasion, which is very strange. I am a Sabahan. I would be one of the most what do you say that I would be the forefront of defending Sabah.
But do your constituents, or at least Sabahans in general, do they know your side of the story?
I think most of them do, and they know that me, like them, like you, Sean, will never deal with this Sultan of Sulu.
Right. So that means they don't believe in what the minister is saying now about this.
And we are still waiting for him to formally say who are the three.
Right. But because he implied you were in, are you going to take legal action?
Like I said, they could always change the name anytime. So I will wait until he names who are these three individuals that he meant. Although we know who he inferred to.
Right.
In fact, a question in Parliament again, I like to bring this up. Tan Sri Joseph Panning Kitingan asked this question in Parliament as to who are the identity of the three that Zahid Hamidi mentioned. He said they cannot reveal because it is pending investigation. And I thought they concluded the investigation.
Well, but technically, if an investigation is not completed, can they give away hints like that? I mean, as a lawyer, what is your take on it?
They cannot.
They're not supposed to.
They're not supposed to. Because if they did, they should have brought in the three first for questioning, because it is pending investigation. And so far, for the nation to know, Sivarasa, myself and Tian have not been called for any interview with the special branch, with the immigration, or with any authorities concerned regarding this particular allegation.
Okay. Well, now that we are done with the illegal immigrant issue, we'll move on to another issue, one which is very dear to most people in Sabah, the religious issue. As you know, in court right now, the case, the Allah case, is going on. Now, I'm not going to ask you what your thoughts about it are, but basically, what are your thoughts on Bung Mokhtar? Because he has been trumpeting the same sentiment that the federal government has been, going all along.
What is that exactly?
The exclusivity of the name and so forth, right? As a Sabahan, we both know that was never an issue, but yet Bung Mokhtar is making it an issue. Any thoughts on that?
Well, I believe everybody is entitled to their opinion. Likewise, Bung Mokhtar, he must have done his study, and he must be in the know of something we don't. But as far as Sabahans are concerned, this, like you said, has never been an issue. In fact, I've seen the Bible which mentions the name, and I don't think it has ever been an issue at all for us in Sabah. Now, without preempting the decision of the court, which is today, I believe, I don't know the decision. My position is clear, and I've said it many times, that if the Indonesians have no issue over it, why must we?
Right. Do you believe this is more of a clash of cultures than anything else?
I don't think culture has anything to do with it. I think Malaysia has to move on from its very, how do you define this? From a very isolative thinking, where words could affect someone's faith. I don't think that works. Right. I don't think that that has anything to do with culture. It has to do with more of putting fear, putting anger, putting resentment to people. And that is my opinion, honestly. I have never seen anyone other than here complaining about using that word.
Okay. Yeah. Can we realistically see both sides being pleased over this issue, or do you think that not going to be any end to it?
I leave it to the court to decide, but I believe you can stop anyone, you can cause obstacle to anyone, but they will carry on with their beliefs, with whatever they believe and whatever they are comfortable with. So no matter what laws are imposed, what judgment is imposed, those who prefer to use that word will carry on. And I have no issue with that.
Okay. Right. That wraps up our second segment. We will be back with our third segment for a little bit more on the idea of a unity government.